Hi, I am Andrew Cole, and if you are anything like me, you've heard about No Child Left Behind, and then you've wondered, what is it and how has it affected me? So No Child Left Behind came into being in 2001. It was under the Bush administration, and it really relies on two main principles: accountability and high-stakes testing. So accountability is adopted from the business world. And it's the idea that schools can be run like a business. It's the idea that teachers and students can be held accountable for their actions. We can find the lazy teachers and the lazy students and make them work harder. The question you run into is, how do we find them? And that's through high-stakes testing. High-stakes testing is testing that is associated with a large consequence. So for the students, it's fairly simple. You take the test. If you do well, you're good. If you do poor, you're obviously lazy and we can make you work harder. For teachers, however, it's more of like a secondary test, because they're tested based off of how their students do. They're not given a test of how well they teach. However, when you do this, you run into Campbell's law. And Donald T. Campbell was a social scientist. He found that the more we use any quantitative social indicators, such as a test, the more likely you're going to run into data distortion, corruption, and other processes that make the test become meaningless. So one of the main problems with No Child Left Behind is the insane amount of cheating that occurred. 30 states and the District of Columbia have confirmed cheating scandals. Atlanta, 44 schools involving 178 teachers. Also in Georgia, Dallas County, all 11 public schools confirmed cheating. And then another thing under No Child Left Behind was that each individual state was allowed to set their own definition of proficiency. So this means you have 50 different definitions of what proficient means. So what does it mean? Well, in 2006, on average, you needed about 59.6% of the points in order to be considered proficient. That's a D- here. In 2009, that figure has dropped to 44%. The reason is that under No Child Left Behind, there's this goal that by the year 2014, every single student will be proficient. However, so they set these benchmarks every year from 2001 to 2014 that schools must meet in order to reach this goal. So the problem is 100% proficiency is impossible. So you have schools, or states rather, that lower the bar so that more states can become proficient. And then you have then definitions of proficiency ranging from the 6th to the 77th percentile. That's a huge range of what it means. Now, No Child Left Behind is in itself a good idea. In a perfect world, it's fantastic. Everyone will be proficient. Everyone gets a good education. However, we don't live in a perfect world. It does not take into account those who are homeless, those who are not motivated, those with special needs. It doesn't take into account these special circumstances. So then, not everyone can be proficient. It's the same as if the president said, by 2014, every molecule of air pollution will be gone, or all crime in every city will be gone. It cannot happen. It's an aspiration. Under No Child Left Behind, 433 tests would have to be created in order to satisfy its mandates, at a cost of $1.9 to $5.3 billion. Also, individual expenditures per student, per district, about $600. Now, we come into the question of, if it did all this, what did it do? So this right here, this is before No Child Left Behind came into being. This is afterwards. It's petered out. Growth has stopped. By the way, this is the 4th and 8th grade math on the NAEP, the National Association of Educational Progress. It's a benchmark test that everyone in the country takes. It's the same test all across the country. So growth has petered out. From 1996 to 2003, before No Child Left Behind really came into effect, Fourth grade math rose by 11 points. From 2003 to 2011, rose by 6 points. Fourth grade reading, over that period, only rose by 3 points. Eighth grade, 2 points. It has petered out, slowed down in every major demographic group over this time period. In the 2010 to 2011 school year, 48% of the nation's 100,000 public schools failed to meet adequate yearly progress. Is this a sign of a law that works? What you have happening are schools that just churn out students that all they know how to do is take a test. Because all the pressure is on doing well on testing. You just churn them out. That's all they know how to do. You have the narrowing of the curriculum. Schools cutting out music, gym, art, other programs that are fundamental to our education. In Texas's Field Elementary School, grades were assigned in subjects that they did not take. Just magic grades. To hide the fact that the students, that this school was just a test preparation school. They're only teaching NCOB tested subjects. And then another problem you run into is the amount of time lost to test preparation. 20 to 60 days on average. This is like taking foresights or practicing how to fill in the bubble. And then also the time lost to just tests, like the actual high stakes tests. In Massachusetts, there were 33 state tests across all grades. So I leave you with this. Oh wait, no, that's the next one. My bad. Alright, so scores are an indicator. They're not an education. A 5th grade reading test measures 5th grade reading. Nothing else. Doesn't measure how well the teacher teaches. No. This Webb Du Bois said this in 1949. Of all the civil rights for which the world has struggled and fought for 5,000 years, the right to learn is undoubtedly the most fundamental. The freedom to learn has been bought by bitter sacrifice. So why are we cheating ourselves out of good education? Thank you.